Hello and welcome everybody to the 6th episode of a show about basketball. Today I don't have a Twitter guester. Well, he is my friend from Twitter. We met on Twitter, and he's very kind. He's embraced the role as the second best basketball player on Mavs Twitter very well, and he's very humble for that. My good buddy Zach.
How you doing?
How are you doing, man?
I am doing well. It's been a long day of basketball and NASCAR and all that. We've had a good time. Took a nap during the Magic game. It's been good.
Yep. Woke up to Jonathan Isaac severely injuring himself. Obviously, prayers up. I hope he fully recovers because that cat is really good at basketball. Hopefully, the rumors aren't true about him probably missing next year. That's the breaking news, I believe, for the whole day. I don't think anything else.
Nothing else really happened basketball-wise.
TJ Warren dropped 53 yesterday. Yeah, so I mean, other than that, nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary is happening in the NBA. But this is my first video since the restart, or since the Mavs restarted at least. So we're gonna touch a little bit on Friday and Saturday's games, and then we're gonna move right in a little bit of Sunday's games, and then we're gonna move right back on into Mavs and Suns, which just ended. First things first, before we get into all that, congrats to the Mavs for finally making the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Where
big time. Didn't have to win to get there. That seems like the most important part.
Yes,
just needed some help from friends, and they got the help.
Yes, unfortunately, the friends are my good friends in Memphis, but it's okay. And happy birthday, Kristaps Porzingis! Happy 25th birthday. He absolutely balled out today, but we'll get to that later. So you pointed out to me a second after the Mavs game ended that the Magic and the Spurs are the only two teams that are undefeated.
I believe is true.
Which is mind-boggling to me. So on that first night, or on that second night, actually, we had the Magic beating the Nets. We had the Blazers beating the Grizzlies, which sucks for me. The Suns beat the Wizards. Oh, the Suns are undefeated because they beat us and the Wizards.
Yeah, the Suns are undefeated. They are.
And
good
then,
for them.
Oh, and the Rockets.
The Rockets are undefeated as well.
Wow.
The Rockets should be 0-2. The Rockets are one of those teams that could easily be 0-2 or 2-0. Depends on what you look at.
Yeah, definitely. And we are too.
Yeah, we could definitely be 2-0 or we could be 0-2.
Then you have the Bucks, Celtics. Bucks won that one. I think, the Celtics won today.
Celtics won today.
Yeah, Celtics
Tatum
won today.
had, I think, a 30-point performance.
Yep. And Spurs beat the Kings on Friday, 129 to 120. Of course, the Mavs lost in overtime to Houston, thanks to not playing Bobby at all, and not getting a crucial rebound. Well, the turning point. We don't have to talk about the Houston game. I don't want to talk about the Houston game, but the turning point was obviously the Robert Covington tip-in off the free throw.
Yeah, that's one of those things that goes back, man. Carlisle could have subbed in Bobby to rebound, and you have Bobby and KP there. And you could have kept Maxey in there to box out the free throw shooter. But, I mean, you go up to that line, you're not expecting Harden to miss a free throw. Harden's one of the best free throw shooters in NBA history. And, few wrong bounces. Covington plays hard. I mean, the Rockets play hard. I mean, they were down 112-104 to the Bucks today and came out and got the win there. The Rockets just play hard. But it worries me when they get down to the playoffs and the game slows down.
Yeah.
Like, if they play a Lakers team, they don't have the size to deal with LeBron and Davis and the Clippers. I worry about the Rockets in a little sense. I mean, they put up 64 threes today.
Even if they play a team like Utah or like Denver.
I think they can beat Denver would give them a good matchup, but
they could beat Utah for sure.
They could beat Utah, but I don't think they could beat Denver. I think the top three teams in the West, they're going to be hard to beat. The Thunder are really hard to beat.
Mm-hmm. And they've got some size too, and they can go small if they absolutely
can go
need
small
to.
if they want. I think most of their team is relatively small because they play. They play Noel as their backup center, but they could easily put Gallo there.
Yeah,
and just run small ball. So
they have Grant and Ferguson and Roberson. So I mean they have the ability to make a small lineup if they need to. But then, I mean, Steven Adams is kind of too good to take out. So a little more on the Thunder. On Saturday, they played the Jazz. They stomped the Jazz. That was a pretty boring game to watch.
I didn't think they would stomp them.
Yeah.
I thought they would beat them. I didn't think they'd stomp them like they did. I mean,
it wasn't close. Like, it was not good the whole game. Clippers absolutely stomped the Pelicans. That one wasn't very good.
You figured that was going to happen, though.
Obviously, like we said, T.J. Warren dropped 53 on the Sixers.
That's a frustrating game because you go back and watch it. The Sixers are up 10 in the fourth.
Yep. And the crazy thing to me is that the 53 points, 20 of 29 shooting. That's crazy.
That's good.
4 free throws. He shot 4 free throws.
That's not a James Harden 50-point
performance. No, that is not. No.
Or a Luka Doncic 40-point performance.
That's not. And then, but I thought the Nuggets Heat was the best game up until it was kind of out of hand. Kind of got out of hand in the fourth. And then the Raptors Lakers was also a phenomenal game up until the fourth as well. The thing with the Rockets, man, and there was an article going around about this, is they're so good on defense and they're so good at switching, and they're such
the Rockets.
The Raptors.
I was about to say the Rockets are not that great on defense. We put up 150 on them.
No, the Raptors, and they lost Kawhi, but they gained OG back and
Siakam. Siakam got better. Siakam could win Most Improved again.
He could. I don't think he will. I think
no.
Brandon Ingram or Ben Simmons basically has it on lock, and I think it should be Luka, but I said that in the last episode. So those were definitely the marquee games of Saturday, and like Zach said, we watched every game basically.
We watched every game. I watched about the first quarter of the Magic game, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah, I was trying hard to watch the Magic Kings, but it was not very good. I definitely took a nice nap after that one, but Jaren Jackson Jr., my favorite player, of course, made it really close with San Antonio today. Hit a right corner three with someone right in his face. I can't remember who was in his face. I think it was Rudy Gay. It was right in his face, and I mean, he nailed it. And should have been a foul, tied the game up. And then Dylan Brooks had a very, very stupid foul on DeMar DeRozan. He bit really hard for the pump.
What did I tell you when you got here? I said, if the Spurs keep it close, DeMar DeRozan will take over the game. And that's what he did.
He did, and I don't put a lot of respect on DeMar DeRozan's name, and I'm not certainly going to start.
but when it comes to clutch time, DeMar DeRozan is clutch. He did it to the Mavs earlier this year too.
For the first time in his career, yes, he played well against the Mavs. I basically didn't watch any of the Nets Wizards. It was on in the background, but it was
good in the fourth, and then the Nets broke away with like 3 minutes to go.
The one thing I did notice, and you pointed it out to me during the game, is Jarrett Allen played amazing.
Jarrett Allen did
22
play
and 15. And then LeVert obviously put up a nice 34. We watched the whole Blazers-Celtics, and that game was really...
That game was a doozer in the first
half. It was. It was really boring up until about... It was 90-77, and I don't know what it was about the Blazers. It was a little bit of Nurkic. It was a little bit of Lillard and McCollum. They rallied really, really hard at the end, but...
I'm telling you, man, the Lakers do not want to see the Blazers in the first round.
I don't either.
I don't think the Lakers will have a problem with them, but I think it's going to be very similar 2014 Mavs Spurs vibes. I think the Lakers... the Blazers will push the Lakers. I don't see them winning, but like I told you earlier, the Blazers front line of Collins, Nurkic, and Whiteside, if Whiteside ever gets his head out of his butt, he's going to be a dominant center, and that's a tough three-man rotation.
You know what they should do to Whiteside? They should lower his 2K rating back down to 55.
They should. I mean, dude,
because that's when he played. Is like that's when he showed up.
And he played when he was chasing the bag.
Mm-hmm. He got his bag. No, he's big chilling. But I don't blame him for that.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him either. But I mean, if I'm Lillard and McCollum, I'm like, dude, we haven't got out of the West yet.
Yeah.
And we have the team. Next year, look for the Blazers.
They definitely have the team because I certainly was expecting the Pelicans to be way better. And so far, and I know they played the Jazz and the Clippers, two really good defensive teams, but they have not showed up.
The problem with the Pelicans is they rely so heavily on Zion playing. That's the only reason we're playing this 8-seeded bubble, is so we could see Zion. And I texted you yesterday, is Zion ever going to play? Because the Pelicans VP came out and said he's not going to play significant minutes. Well, they're not insignificant games.
Yeah.
So why even play him at all?
Yeah, I don't really... I mean, Ingram has looked good.
Ingram's looked good all year, man.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't remember what happened in the second game with the Clippers, but in that first game, Lonzo looked just bad.
I didn't watch the first game.
You didn't miss much.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm missing much with the Pelicans.
I think Lonzo made two. I think Lonzo went 2 of 13. I don't have that off.
Wish he could do that against the Mavericks, but no, he wants to go 9 of 9.
Yeah. And then we touched on Rockets Bucks. I didn't really watch most of that game. I was watching the Mavs game, but it was on in the corner. And every time we looked, it seemed like there was a different leader. And I thought the Bucks had it locked up. It was 112, 104 at one point.
How many threes did Giannis shoot? Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Giannis gets to the rim at will. But when he plays smaller guys, he has a hard time getting there. And that's where I think a lot of, older analysts look at Giannis and they're like, if Giannis ever develops post game, ever develops a shot, and can shoot better than whatever he's shooting from the free throw line, he's going to be the best player in the league.
2 of 5 from 3, exactly what KP did.
So, I mean, that's not terrible, but
it's 40%,
I mean, he's playing a team that doesn't have a center other than Tyson Chandler, who won't play.
No.
He needs to get to the rim, get his butt on the block, post up, slow the game down. And when they double, he's got the shooters. He's got Wes Matthews. He's got DiVincenzo. He's got Middleton. And he's got
George Hill.
George
leads the
Hill
league in 3-point
to knock down threes. I mean,
Kyle Korver.
I mean, you name it. They got the team.
Brooke Lopez and Robin Lopez. I mean, yeah. Brooke has slowed down.
Yeah, Brooke's a better 3-point shooter than Robin Lopez is.
This year, actually, Robin's been better.
Really?
But he doesn't shoot as many.
So, I mean, every time you look around, Brooke Lopez.
Oh, they also have Ersan. Like the original stretch big.
Yeah, I mean, they have the team. Giannis is, what, 25, 26?
24, 25.
So, he still has a lot of learning to do. It's going to be between him and Luka for the best player in the league for the next probably 10, 12 years. Right now, LeBron is still the best player in the league. He's proven that. And I think we'll see a different LeBron come 3 more games.
Definitely. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be 3 more games. I told you earlier, I don't even know if he shows up till the second round. Because realistically...
He'll show up. It depends on who they play in the first round. If they play Memphis, San Antonio, or New Orleans, who's not going to get there.
Or Phoenix.
He's just going to coast. That's going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep.
Let Anthony Davis, take
But if he plays the Blazers, I expect him to show up.
He's going to have to, because Lillard's not going to rest.
Lillard proved today he can turn it around in one game.
Yep. Not going to rest at all.
So, is that all the games for today?
That is all except for the big one, which is the Mavs Suns. Yes. So
what a game! I took 6 pages of notes this game.
I had my article for this. I'm writing this game. My article will go up. It should already be up. You can check it out at themffls.com. It's titled "Happy Birthday, Kristaps." The title is not as nice as the article, though. It kind of went off in the end. But it's better than what Zach and I were saying the whole game. So we'll just go off on the high notes because there are not that many. Luka with 40 points, 11 of 20 shooting, 55%, 0 of 3 from 3 points. I'm completely okay with Luka missing 3 3-pointers if he gets 40 points.
How many did he shoot?
0 of 3.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
that's what
I've been saying all along. If Luka,
they left the paint open for him the whole game. He was there the whole game.
Get there,
Shot
man.
19 free throws.
Yeah, get there. And Luka's gonna be the next James Harden type player.
He already is.
That, but he's there. He's just got to get more consistent with that 3 ball.
Okay, so you had Luka with 8 rebounds and then 11 assists as well. 6 turnovers, but we only had 8. So overall, that turnovers were not our issue tonight. Our issue was making shots, but we'll get into that in just a second. Kristaps on his birthday, 10 of 20, 30 points, 2 of 5 from 3, so 40%. 11 free throws, shot, only made 8, and the two of the three he missed were very, very important. So we need to get him working back on those free throws, or working on making those free throws. But he also had 3 offensive rebounds. Some of them were pretty crucial, and then he had 8 total rebounds. Dorian Finney-Smith, 10 rebounds. Tim Hardaway, 10 rebounds. And Seth Curry is the only other Mav with over double digits today. Which brings us to the negative. Where do you want to start with the negative?
I don't know. You choose.
Okay,
I'm sending my game notes to myself, so I have something to look at.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of game notes.
So for the last week or two, If you've paid attention to anything I've said at all, I've been clamoring to get Seth Curry on the bench for a minute now. And I know he went 6 of 11 and 3 of 6 from 3 today, so it doesn't really make much sense. But the big reason I want Seth Curry to go on the bench is so that we have a consistent bench player that really runs things off the bench, because Trey Burke had 12 minutes. Bobby, our best bench player, arguably, had 6 minutes. Tony's Cleveland with 3 minutes. Maxi Kleba, okay, he had 21 minutes. And Dylan Wright, okay, he had 25 minutes. My big thing, if you just throw Trey Burke in the starting lineup and give him 18 to 20 minutes and still let Curry come off with like 27, 30 minutes, Curry's still going to get 11 shots up, if not more, off the second unit. And I think he would thrive that way. The reason I bring that up mostly is because I feel like Tim Hardaway can't come off the bench.
Tim Hardaway proved he can't come off the bench. I knew it was a bad idea from the time he got here. I thought it would be a great idea to have him come off the bench, because you look what he did in Atlanta, you look what he did in New York. He's an offensive threat. Mm-hmm. And I thought he could be like a microwave coming off the bench, and he proved that he couldn't do it, and that's fine.
He proved he couldn't do it because he was so effective as a starter. He proved to me that he is one of the best shooting guards in the league. Not from a player standpoint. He doesn't have a lick of basketball IQ, I don't think. But he's one of the best spot-up shooters in the league, and him and Dorian Finney-Smith going 3 of 20 is just unacceptable.
Yeah, that can't happen. I mean, but you look at it. Tatum had a bad game 2 days ago. He turned it around, dropped 30. I'm not saying Hardaway's that type of player, but I'm saying players can turn it around. And, I love Tim Hardaway Jr. I love his passion. I love how hard he plays. He can be a dum-dum at times and take stupid shots. But that's the kind of player he is. He's a go-getter. He's a shot taker. He's an offensive threat, and that's why he's on the Mavericks.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't even remember who was in the starting lineup to start the year. There were so many different starting lineups.
The original lineup was...
Courtney Lee was in there.
It was DeLon Wright, Courtney Lee, Luka Porzingis, and Powell? No, Powell didn't start the year. I think it was Maxey. Because Powell didn't start until the Denver game. Like the 4th or 5th game of the year. He was injured.
So... Yeah, that's a wild lineup. That's a terrible lineup.
Yeah. We won.
as far as Seth Curry moving to the bench, I don't like that idea. Just because when Seth Curry is on and Hardaway Jr.'s on and Finney-Smith, doesn't shit the bed, you can have... You're a legit threat. Because then what's going to happen is... I mean, Luka's getting to the paint no matter what. But then, once those guys start collapsing to contain Luka, he can kick that out, and that's where he gets a lot of his assists. Is Finney-Smith corner threes, Curry corner threes, Hardaway Jr. pull-up threes, KP rolling. I like our starting lineup. I like where it's at. Nothing has clicked yet. I put it in my game notes. The Mavs have yet to put 2 and 2 together. Mm-hmm. They played 2 really great first halves, 2 terrible second halves.
Yeah, awful. We combined 160 points, I think, the 2 first halves. As
far as the bench goes, losing Brunson has been the hardest part of the bench. Brunson isn't... I mean, he's had his moments of terribleness, but he's also had his moments of greatness, mm-hmm. and that's just coming. We're in a learning...
He's intelligent.
We're in a learning phase right now with the Mavericks.
We are.
And losing is so frustrating, but I promise you it'll pay off in the end.
It will.
It'll pay off in the end.
My big thing is... my main thing, and I've said it at least 5 times tonight, is we got Booker and Ayton both with 5 fouls with 9 minutes, 8 minutes left in the third. And the reason we didn't play Bobby against the Rockets is because we didn't want to play him with Harden and Westbrook at the same time. Mm-hmm. You take out Ayton and you take out Booker, why not throw Bobby in? Cam Johnson, Ricky Rubio, and Campaign are already destroying us. Why not take a chance and put our one of our more better defensive or better offensive assets?
I mean, and you look at the game. Cam Johnson had a great game. He had 19 points. Mm-hmm. He played good. Booker had 30. But I mean, it was that third quarter right after Booker and Ayton both got their 5th fouls.
Yeah,
the score was 79-70. And I wrote in my notes.
It was 81-77 very quickly after, and then it was tied at 82 at one point.
I said, good for the Mavs. They need to take this thing over and blow this thing out. Luka hit Curry on a nice pass, 81-70. I was like, here we go. And then Carter hit a 3. Johnson hit a 3.
Yeah.
Kaminsky had a dunk. Rubio hit a layup. And then next thing I know, it was a 26-9 run for the Suns.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
To close the third. To close the third, it was 26-11. And then to start the fourth, it was 14-6. I'd mark that down. So that is crazy. We can't allow that. Which I think that's that's a 40-17 run.
Yeah, basketball's a game of runs, and you
can't do that.
Carlisle
with
is notorious.
With the two best players on the other team out, you cannot allow that to happen.
No, and Carlisle is notorious for calling timeouts after 6-0 runs, and I'm surprised he let that thing get up to 20. He called timeouts, but I mean, he didn't call timeouts very often. I think he actually let it get to 26-9. It wasn't until Payne hit back-to-back threes, and it's a tough loss, but I put in my notes. I don't understand why Rick Carlisle is yet to play Boban or Burke more.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I don't get why.
Even if he just played them for the final 3 minutes.
The final, bro, play them in the third. Let them try to at least gain a rhythm. Burke came in and came out. Burke went in, went out, went in, went out, and then he eventually did score. And I saw Burke dribble into nothing twice. So I kind of get why Burke was on thin ice or Burke was frustrating, but he played better than DeLon Wright from what I saw. DeLon Wright had some good hustle plays.
DeLon Wright has played not the best basketball here of late. He's too streaky for me.
Yeah,
I don't know if I told you this, but I told somebody this. Your bench, you need them to come into the game, and you need them to either hold the lead, keep it close, or try and get the lead. Mm-hmm. And the Mavericks bench just loses the lead every time.
Yeah.
They only played a rotation of I'm only going to put it at 8 guys tonight. I don't count Bobby's minutes at 8 minutes. It's not
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Yeah, definitely don't count those. If you look at the stat, they played a 10-man rotation, but out of those 10, only 8 got significant minutes. DeLon Wright's minutes need to be cut in half. Give Burke 6 more minutes at 18 minutes a game off the bench. Give Bobby another 5. I think Bobby should play only between 13 and 18 minutes a game.
I definitely agree. You need to preserve Bobby, but you can't just play a dude for 6 minutes and a half in the first half.
Yeah, he's got to play more. He's too good. The guys love him. Yeah. I'm not worried about the Mavericks because I'm not a title or bust kind of guy. They haven't been my pick from the year. I projected them 6 through 8 seed this year for the playoffs. They're right there in the middle.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
The only thing for me, from an expectation standpoint, is I expected us to get right there, 6-8, 6-10, and then we were 20-9 at one point, so I got spoiled.
Yeah, we were really good. Yeah. We were really good.
Second or third,
and that's where the frustration comes in because you're like, we're so good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We're there. There's glimpses of it, but in reality, I talked to myself a lot in the car. And I was talking to myself, and I was like, this bubble thing, it's fun, it's interesting, but you got to take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
You can't look too far ahead. We predicted the Mavs would go 6-2. You can't really do that if you're a player. You can't really do that if you're a fan. Because if I say, yeah, man, we should go 6-2, well, here we are at 0-2.
Yep.
My expectation is now we got to win all 6 games. That's not realistic. We can't do that.
And we're coming on to our hard stretch. We play the Kings, but then we play the Clippers, Jazz, Bucks. And that's not going to be good.
And it's like I told you before we started recording. The Mavs got hot before the All-Star break. You had the break. They were getting really hot.
Oh, we were super hot in
going
February.
into March, start of April, right into the playoffs. I was like, you know what? We're going to be all right. We might jump up to the 6th seed. And that didn't happen. And then here we are. We're coming back. We've only played 5 games. These guys, they weren't playing games during the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take a while. Game 5 is when I'm really going to start setting my expectations for this team. And that's when I hope they get hot and they rise to the occasion of playing. Even if they lose games. I mean, you look at the past 2 games. They're right there. They can play with anybody in the league. They can beat anybody in the league. They've proven that during the year. It's just a matter of, getting everybody on the same page. Everybody's got to wake up and play. And I'm sure it is hard because
yeah,
you're in the same place. You don't get to travel.
It's not comfortable.
I don't think it's comfortable. And it's like I told you yesterday or the day before. If the Mavs are playing at home against the Houston Rockets, they win that game.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They win that game. One, because the home crowd drowns out the refs.
Mm-hmm.
The home crowd...
No, the AAC would not let the refs get away with what they got away.
They would have made Luka, KP, and all those guys play better. And that's the thing. I think the crowd is going to have a big effect, especially when we come to the finals.
We don't notice it from what we're watching, but it's completely different for those guys. Like we know we see like, oh, the bench is just like there, and you can hear the players the most.
The team that creates the most energy is going to win.
Exactly, and it's puzzling. I'm honestly, from a Mavs fan standpoint, I'm disappointed, and I don't think we're as good as maybe we thought we were, and I don't really know about winning a first round series. But as an NBA fan, man, we're in for some really good basketball.
We're in for some good basketball. We're in for some bad basketball too.
There's some
blowouts. There's some.
Well, I meant like when the playoffs start. Once the playoffs start,
it's gonna be good basketball.
The East will be a little sus. I mean,
the
bottom 4 seeds are gonna be. I mean, Sixers will be okay, but to watch. But
Magic. But
Magic.
as far as the Mavs go, they're where I thought they were. They're a plus 40 win team. They're not a title contender yet. Next year, maybe. Depends on what they do in the offseason.
Yeah, we really got to get some help.
We got to get help on the bench. The
bench and the defense. Like we need defense. Like it's not like we need to upgrade our defense. There's nothing to upgrade. It doesn't exist.
So here's the thing with our defense. The Mavericks have, I would say, 3 to 4 really good defensive players. Finney-Smith, Hardaway Jr., Kleba, and I'll even throw DeLon right in there.
On his very best days.
On his very best days, he's good. Even on his okay days, he's still a very good defender.
No doubt.
The Mavericks play a team defense. If you watch them, they're switching everything. KP can really guard 1 through 5. I mean, he has a tougher time with the smaller guys, but what big guy doesn't?
He got blown by Booker, but yeah.
And I think that's one reason why Boban doesn't play is because Boban can't move like KP can. Boban can't move like Powell can. Kleba can.
No.
And I think that's why he doesn't play as much is because the Mavericks play a very team defense. Luka's not a great defender. Luka's a very smart defender. Yeah. As you can see, he picked up his
perfect on-ball
foul. He's very smart. He beats you to the spot. He knows what you're going to do before you know what you're going to do. And that's very tough as a defensive player to do because like you're guarding a guy like Devin Booker who can go out and drop 71 in a game.
Yeah.
And the Mavs just play good team defense. It's hard because we're small.
It's hard because we're small. And then, like, I don't know if I told you this, but I've said it 1,000 times. Tonight it doesn't really mean anything because he shot 11 times, I think. But if Steph Curry isn't shooting 10 times a game, he's worthless. He's not the defender he used to be back when he was on our team before. Tim Hardaway is not really a defensive guy. He'll stay in front of you, but he doesn't really have an IQ for switching. He definitely guards the other team's worst offensive player most times when he's on the court.
Luka?
No,
Curry?
Tim.
Oh, Hardaway?
Or Tim or Seth.
Yeah, I would like to see... I mean, Curry's what, 6'2"? He's as tall as I am?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy can't guard anybody in the NBA because the average shooting guard now is, what, 6'6"?
Yeah. Look at Shai Gilgeous, look at Klay Thompson.
That's like... Yeah, he can't guard that. So you expect him to cancel out with his offense. And then, as far as Hardaway Jr. goes... Hardaway Jr. has to score to play good defense.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch after every time Hardaway scores, he, like, fires himself up. He gets those shoulders going. He's ready to go.
He's very emotional and very passionate, which is dope.
When he doesn't play well, I mean, it translates to his defensive game. Mm-hmm. And I think nobody's played well, but everybody's still getting their legs under them. Like, you know, and even though Hardaway shot, what, one of
11 today, tonight, I believe.
His last shot tonight was a beautiful shot.
Oh, yeah, that last shot. Yeah.
I want him to shoot that shot.
That was a good
10 times out of 10. That was a great shot. Great play design by Carlisle. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that. I was honestly like I told you, I was expecting a lob to KP or something to Curry in the corner. Mm-hmm. But they got a great look through Phoenix off guard. He just missed it short. It happens.
Yeah.
You can't go 82-0 every year.
No. And that last play, like as soon as it happened, we were both just like, oh, well, yeah. I mean, you can't get a better look than that. Like. Jaren Jackson, like at the Grizzlies Spurs, had a near half court shot, and it was just
a great look.
It was literally
he just put too much power on it.
Yeah,
it was straight
exact
on.
opposite of what Tim Hardaway did.
Yeah, great look. It just you know, it happens. And that's basketball, man. You can't win every game. Your expectations have to be set in reality. What I've really noticed is I wanted to see how Carlisle played Luka and KP. Because if you want, earlier in the year, Carlisle would let Luka play the entire third quarter. And then he would sit until most of the fourth quarter.
4 or 5 minutes left.
And I'm like, that's not enough time for the guy to get going. And you need to bring him in with about 7 minutes left.
At least with these last 2 games, he's... Oh, sorry, I cut you off. But
no, you're good.
These last 2 games, he's taken Luka out first.
Luka's was first weird. Out at 7 minutes past 2 games for DeLon Wright. Mm-hmm. I would rather that be Trey Burke to start.
Me too.
Because that would give him more minutes and get him time to warm up. And then you bring in D-Dub for Curry.
Yep.
I think that would be a good rotation.
Or Hardaway if Curry's just shooting out of his mind.
Yeah.
You can't take one of those guys out.
Curry and Hardaway are on one of those two have to be on the floor at all times.
And then you decide, okay, does Maxey come in for Dodo? Does Maxey come in for KP? Do you bring Maxey and Bobby in for both of those guys?
I think Courtney Lee would have got more minutes if he would have got hurt. Mm-hmm. Because Courtney Lee is a veteran. Mm-hmm. And I even told you, with 8 minutes to go, Mavs were really letting the thing get away from them. I said, now would be a perfect time to bring in JJ for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Get this thing slowed down. He's a vet. And I honestly believe that's the only reason Courtney Lee and JJ Barea and Dwight Powell are there. Is because they're the morale. They're the... Dwight Powell gets everybody motivated. And then Lee and Barea are the 2 veterans.
Powell's the only player... Oh, wait, no. No, Barea. Barea and Powell are the only players that were part of our last playoff push.
Yes.
Barea had an amazing game 3, if I recall. Yeah, it was him and Al-Farouq Aminu went nuts.
I just thought of this. Cauley Stein's not here.
Oh yeah, I mean he's.
But you could have played. You could play him over Bobby. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because he can play a little bit better defense than Boban.
Yeah, if he's not, it's not his defense is the problem. My thing with him is he's like he prolific offensive.
Yeah, he's
Fowler.
not the. Yeah, I mean.
But I mean that's like
we have too many streaky guys. We don't have enough consistent guys. Yeah, Luka's consistent. KP's consistent. Hardaway Jr. for most of the year, and I would even say Hardaway.
Hardaway's our 3rd best player.
Finney-Smith. Those 4 have been really consistent all year.
So with Finney-Smith, like I know he shot poorly today, but if you're really like I told you during the game, if you're banking on Dorian Finney-Smith make or breaking you from offense, then you're screwed to begin with. You shouldn't. That's not good. Even though he has played amazing offense all year, and he's shooting, I think 40, just at or just below 40% from 3. So enough about that. I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
Looking forward. On Tuesday, we play the Sacramento Kings at 2:30 or at 1:30.
1:30 our time, 2:30 Eastern.
Yeah. That.
Are we gonna preview that game?
We can preview it a little. I'm gonna do a full episode after, so we don't have to touch on it too much. The Kings are 0-2 already.
Well, we're 0-2 too. So what does that say?
Well, no, I'm just saying they're 0-2 already. They obviously they don't have Marvin Bagley. He left the bubble right when it started. We watched the Kings. Did we watch the Kings? Oh yeah, we kind of watched the Kings.
We watched the Kings. Yeah. They're not there, man. They're not good. Luke Walton is not a good NBA coach. No. I don't think. I mean, that team should have been a playoff team, and they're just not there. Game Mavericks should win, but, like I said, I'm not expecting until Game 5 for the Mavericks to really turn it on. What the Mavericks need to do that game, not so much win the game. They need to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, definitely.
They need to put a good first half and a good second half together. That's all I want from the Mavs. I'm not expecting a win. I'm not expecting a loss. Just expecting. That's what I'll be looking for.
Yeah,
2 and 2. That's what I'm expecting.
I'm looking at the supporting cast. I know Tim Hardaway's going to figure it out. I'm not worried about Tim Hardaway.
I'm not worried about anybody.
I'm not worried about Seth Curry.
I'm not worried about anybody on the Mavs. Carlisle's a good enough coach. He'll figure it out. Yeah, I say fire him, or I get mad at him sometimes.
Never said fire. But some questionable calls. We're allowed to question some of the things he does.
We're allowed to question that, but he does it for a reason.
Yeah,
he does it for a reason. He's a damn good coach. There's nobody in the league I would rather replace him with, except maybe Popovich.
There's a few,
if you can count them on one hand,
I can't go. We don't have to get too into this, but Spo is iffy. I still think I would rather have Carlisle over Spo. I would definitely
100%.
take Carlisle over McMillan, Stevens.
You take him over Brad Stevens? Yeah, I would. I would say Carlisle's the number two coach in the league.
I feel like they're both really stubborn.
Carlisle and Stevens?
Mm-hmm. Like, one is super stubborn on the defensive end, one is super stubborn on the offensive end.
I would say the way Carlisle is it's his system.
Yeah, and that's what I think Stevens does, too.
And he doesn't really adapt to the way his team is, if that makes sense.
He's good at making players adapt
He's
to roles.
Really good at making veterans really good.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's a learning curve for him as well, because since he's been to Dallas, he hasn't had two young superstars.
No.
He had Dirk and Jet and Kidd.
Yeah, and they were all
all older.
They're all well over 30.
They're all older. So
Dirk was the youngest one out of those three.
He hasn't had the chance to be with young guys. And here he is. He's doing a great job. I think he's doing a tremendous job. His rotations are questionable to me. But, you know, there's a reason he gets paid millions and you and I are sitting on a couch recording a video.
Rick, if you're listening, you can hire us.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you.
That's what I'm in school to be as a basketball coach, man. So hit me up, Carlisle, if you're listening to this. No, but I love the Mavs coach. Mavs got a good coaching staff. They'll figure it out. I mean,
yeah. No, we have some of the best people in the organization in our training and our training staff and all our coaching staff, and that's fine. The only coaches, like you said, Pop obviously is a legendary coach. Of course,
Pop would be the only guy I take over.
Pop, I wouldn't say only, bro, because there's some guys that are just really good at developing talent and like really giving guys a chance. Like, I'm not saying I would take Mike Malone over Rick Carlisle, but he's really good at it. I'm not saying I would take Nick Nurse over Rick Carlisle, but he's also insane at it. Some of these younger coaches, lesser coaches, have giant brains that haven't really been developed yet.
Some of the younger coaches can relate to the younger crowd easier.
Yeah,
if you know
and
I mean.
That's where I think like Nick Nurse just has like such an advantage over most coaches nowadays, is because not only does he adapt, he knows how to relate, he knows how to communicate with players. He came up from the G League, so he knows how to develop and be a leader. But Carlisle does too. But like I said during the game, Carlisle has some like resentment or some sort of like thing where it has to be his way no matter what.
I wrote this in my notes. Carlisle, he's level-headed, man. You never see him explode. He doesn't explode on players. The only time I've seen him explode is on Salah. To go to the locker room because he only got 2 points.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
You have 2 points. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen him explode on a player. But
even the Rondo thing.
Carlisle's just very level-headed. If you don't like the way he treats you, too bad. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah. We're going to move on to the next guy who does.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think sometimes players get in the doghouse, but he does it for a reason, man. And there's a reason why he's there. I mean, there's a reason he's is he the president of the Coaches Association or the vice president?
Yep, president of the Coaches Association.
And there's a reason he's there, man. He's a smart guy. He's been at this for a long time, played on some good teams.
Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. You look at the teams he's coached. He coached Indiana to a conference finals. They went to the finals the next year, right? Yeah, then he got fired, then they went to the finals.
Yeah.
And then he coached the Pistons.
Yep.
And then got fired, they went to the finals.
Yep.
And he's coached the Mavs to a championship. The guy has success.
No, yeah.
He's been great here in Dallas. He's only missed the playoffs, 3 times?
Yeah.
That's pretty
4.
good. 4?
Because we missed 3 years and then we missed that 1 year.
And he's been here 11 years?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, no, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
It's just like, you know, as we become older, as we become more intelligent to the game, we learn every game just like he does. And like some of the things, like, I usually never complain about Rick. I'm one of the last people to ever complain about him, but tonight there was some unacceptable stuff.
Tonight was some unacceptable. The only thing I would say about the last game is not having Burke in there instead of having Curry
and Burke. You gotta
play those two guys, man. But I mean, they'll figure it out.
Especially Burke. Burke had 31 points for you on Friday. I don't get that.
He's learning. He's adapting to this new bubble. I mean, I'm sure it's not easy.
No.
I'm sure it's not easy, man, because you're in the same spot. You're in the same room. You can't see your loved ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it's tough, man. There's no other human interaction than these NBA guys. But I told you when this thing started, I said the Mavs chemistry can carry them. Mm-hmm. The Mavs have good chemistry throughout the team.
I really do.
I think it'll carry them. I don't think it'll carry them to a finals. I don't think it'll carry them to the second conference finals.
No.
Maybe sneak the Clippers. Maybe sneak them. You never know. That's why you play the game.
You're right. You got to play the game. If we get to the Clippers, I will be relieved in a sense of, okay, everyone right now is expecting us to be really, really good. I expect us to be really, really good. If we go play the Clippers, probably expecting to be out in 5 games. But that's okay because everyone's going to be like, oh, well, we're going to be out in 5 games. Let's just enjoy these 5 games.
The best scenario is the Mavericks win in 7. The worst scenario is the Mavericks get swept.
Yeah, and even if we get swept, as soon as it ends, you can be as upset as you want for those 4 games. But as soon as it ends, we made the playoffs.
I'm just happy we're in the playoffs.
Who did we lose to? We lost to Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. Do you think LeBron James is the best player in the world? I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. But it's like it's this and this. It's like they cancel each other out at some point. So, we don't have one of those guys. We have Luka, we have KP. We don't have a LeBron.
I would say we have a top 10 player in the world.
Oh yeah, which is fine. But when it gets to a certain point, it's like 1, 2,
we have
3.
2 guys in the top 25 of top.
I would put KP above a lot of other people, but that's just because I love 3-point shooting.
Yeah,
7-foot shooting guards.
But top 25 play. We have 2 top 25 players in the world. Not many teams can say they. Well, a lot of teams can actually say they have that. But
not too many though.
Not too many, but some of them. At least none of them are. At least 3 of them aren't on the same team anymore.
Yeah, there's no super team, which is awesome.
There's no super team, which is nice.
AD and LeBron is as close as it gets to a super team, and even Clippers, I guess too.
Yeah, but there's no true. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Rockets beat the Bucks. I didn't see that coming. I don't think that would happen.
No, I thought
in a 7-game series, I think Giannis would tear their head off. But
But you gotta look at it from this standpoint. In this bubble, you're playing a 1. If you're the 1 seed, why are you even playing?
Yeah, definitely.
You look at the Lakers. The Lakers just have to win 3 or 4 more games. They clinch the 1 seed through the playoffs.
That's why I think we have a really good chance of beating the Bucks on. I think we play them Saturday. I think we have a really good chance of beating them because they're going to be playing for nothing. I don't think the higher seeds are really. I think the Lakers are going to try harder because they got new pieces like Waiters. And Smith, Bucks, so they got to get those guys going. Those teams are going to try. Only missing.
But they're not going to
They're only missing Eric Bledsoe right now.
Nobody's going to be playing 43 minutes a night.
Oh no, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't for the Bucks. The Bucks need their side pieces to get really hot. They need Chris Middleton to step up right now. And he played well tonight.
I told you tonight, nobody over the Mavs played over 40 minutes, which I think is great because even though there's no traveling involved, you're still exhausted.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And
you're still getting hit.
Yeah, you're still getting hit. You're still playing an NBA game tomorrow. If I'm the Mavericks. If I'm Coach Carlisle, I have about a medium-so practice because you're playing the Kings. You expect to win that game.
We expected to win tonight. Anyway.
Work on some situationals. Work on some defense. Free throws weren't really a key tonight. KP did miss some free throws.
He missed 2 really important free throws. One at the end of the third and one toward the middle of the fourth.
We'd be in overtime. Free throws to me were...
Tim Hardaway hits 1-3 and we win.
Yeah, free throws to me were better. Shoot some threes and just ice bath, relax.
That was the thing. We hesitated way too much today from 3.
Especially Curry,
man. Curry had that one hezzy that was really bad. But just throw it up.
Get it up there.
Some of them, we both looked at each other and were like, what the fuck? Because they shot with 21 seconds in the shot clock. And then some of them, it's like, okay, there's 12 seconds left and we passed it already 3-4 times and we're still passing it and then shot clock violation.
I wrote that in my notes. In the first half, very apparent the Mavs are playing a very team-oriented basketball. Second half, Mavs more one-on-one.
Yeah.
And the Mavs aren't a one-on-one team. The Mavs are a one-on-one team when the game's close and you want Luka with the ball.
Mm-hmm. And which we veered away from at the end.
We've yeah, very much so. If Luka would have shot a step-back 3 and missed it, I still would have been happy with the result because that you want your best player shooting a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Luka has yet to hit a game winner at the buzzer for the Mavs.
I thought he hit the one with Portland, against Portland last year.
That was to tie it. That wasn't to win it. Oh, man. He hasn't hit a game winner with the Mavs yet. He's hit daggers.
Oh, yeah.
With 3 seconds.
He's hit daggers not against the Rockets.
I want a game winner at the buzzer. He lets it go. The buzzer sounds. We win the game. That's what I want. I joked with my girlfriend that one time. I said, if we end up working out and you end up having a child, if Luka and the Mavs are in Game 7 of the Finals, and you're on the table to baby, and Luka hits a game winner, we're naming our kid Luka Doncic.
And what did she say about that?
She said no. We'd have to name him Luka, but not Luka Doncic. And so, kind of joking around, but I'm waiting for Luka to get his first game winner as a Mav. I thought KP had it. KP had a nice step back tonight to try to win it, but
I said it in the article, but KP the last scrimmage game and then the first game against Houston and then tonight, he just comes out blazing.
He's playing
which
great,
is awesome.
Man. And I wish the Mavs would go to him more in the post.
Yeah, post ups.
He's dominant down there, even in the high post, man.
No one can get up to here to him. No one gets to his nose.
I am fully expecting next 2020 fall, this offseason, for him to work with Dirk.
I hope so.
If he could work with Dirk on his
he's showing fadeaways,
he can do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the next Dirk. I'm saying if he works with Dirk, like Tatum has worked with Kobe and all these other guys work with.
Giannis worked with Kobe.
Yeah. I would love to see KP work with the Dream and Dirk.
Absolutely, yeah.
He would be unstoppable. And I would love to see Luka work with Harden. Harden and LeBron. Luka can be a very Harden LeBron type player.
Exactly.
I don't combine both of those.
Harden doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's really like help. Not that he's not helpful. He doesn't really seem like he's like LeBron, KD, Kawhi. We saw videos of them working out together in the off seasons. I don't think Harden's that kind of guy, especially not with like the Mavs. I think Harden's a really passionate.
But I think Luka and Harden have a very good relationship. So I think they might. And it's like.
Bro, he gave Harden a hug in the fourth quarter, before the game was over. On
I think they have a very mutual respect. They're gonna work. I think they'll work together.
I hope so.
Maybe Harden will become a Maverick.
That would be fun. I hope. People always dog on Harden for defense, but he's had a solid defensive year. Hopefully,
I just hate the Rockets.
So. Yeah, I hate the Rockets, but hopefully Harden can talk to Luka a little bit about
just
being a better on-ball defender, because Harden is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league.
Yeah, Luka's a good on-ball defender. I don't want Luka to learn more from how you watch Harden. He drives, he puts his arms out, and then brings them up, and people hit him. Yeah. That's what I want Luka to learn.
Mm-hmm. He needs to learn.
But Luka's really good at getting and ones now, so I don't know if I really want him to learn that.
I think they should just work together. It'd be nice.
Work together,
But man, as long as we can stay healthy, I'm already looking forward to next year.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to next year, too. I want to see what the Mavericks do in the offseason. If they don't make any moves, they don't make any moves.
I think we stay pat. We don't make any moves at all. We automatically get 2 picks. And hopefully they're both wing players and shooters.
Let's do it.
If that's bare minimum, we do nothing at all but take those guys. I'm under the impression that we're gonna package our pick with a player like DeLon Wright to get another serviceable player and a rookie if we can.
Maybe
that's just what I'm interpreting from the information I've seen.
Depends on what Cuban and Nelson want to do.
Yeah, it really does.
We've had a good 2 years of building this team. I think we have a very good team now. I think we have great chemistry. I would hate to see it break up, but sometimes you have to break up good chemistry to win championships.
Yeah, and I mean, if anyone wants to come back and be retained, I think we know who it would be. I think we see the body language of these players and know who can be a serviceable player next year. And I think we know who would be on the chopping block of trades.
How many years we got Boban for?
Bobby is here this year and next year for $4 million. I don't think
we got Curry for another 3 after this year.
Curry is 3 for next year. Three including
Hardaway Jr.'s on a player option, right?
Hardaway is on he's on an 18, and then he has an opt-in for 18. But I expect him to opt out and sign a 4-year deal, which I still hope he does, even though he shot.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't turn down $18 million.
Well, if he opts out and gets 15 back, no one's paying that dude 15 for 4 years this summer.
No, if I'm the Mavericks, I'd talk to Hardaway and try to get him here because
I'd pay 18 for 4 more years.
Especially 4.
That's what it takes.
Try to win some championships in that time.
He's not old. 26, 27. Not even.
Boban's great, but he's a bench warmer.
He's a bench warmer. He turns 32 next week.
But he's a great for the morale team.
Oh, no. I think we keep him as much as we can.
Great. Burke needs to come back.
I would take
Brunson
Burke back,
needs to come back. Maxey.
The only way I wouldn't want Burke.
We got Maxey already.
Maxey and Dodo both signed extensions. They're here for... Maxey's here for 3 more years. Dodo's here for 2.
We need somebody to round out that.
We need Dragic. We need Dragic, Derek Jones Jr., or Fred VanVleet.
All right. How much small ball you want to play, my guy?
We're not getting Fred VanVleet. But, Derek Jones Jr., we need wing depth. And I don't think there's a lot of...
Yeah, but he's a starter.
Yeah.
But we don't need a starter. We need a bench guy. We need a bench wing because the way I'm looking at it this for next year, Luka, Curry, same starting five we've had the past 5 games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention that. Mm-hmm. Bench is going to be Brunson. If Burke comes back, Burke, Kleba, Powell. That's my bench.
Yeah.
Because Kleba and Powell, I know you're not a big fan of Dwight Powell, but Kleba and Powell, they play really well off of each other. They play great defense together. They play great offense together. I think they're best buds.
They are best buds. They do play good offense together.
I think those two would be great together off the bench. Powell has proven that he's a great bench guy.
So the Powell thing, it's not that I don't like Powell or don't think he's good. He is good. He's not a starting center, and he's not worth $36 million. That's my whole thing on Powell.
See, and people say the same thing about Kleba.
Kleba is far and away worth $27 million.
People think
he's an amazing switch defender.
They think Kleba's a starter. Kleba's not a starter in the NBA. Kleba's a spot starter.
He's a fringe starter, yeah.
He can start against big guys. Games. I said the same thing about Brunson. Brunson's a spot starter. Mm-hmm. Some guys are just starters. Some guys are just.
I'd be more comfortable with Brunson starting over Kleba, but I wouldn't be more comfortable with Brunson starting over Hardaway or Dodo or Curry, yeah. No way.
Because Brunson's our next JJ Barea. The way I look at it, Brunson's a very good,
he's our
solid
Derek
player. Yeah. The Mavericks need a wing. We
need wings.
They need a wing for that, specifically the bench spot. The bench has zero scoring. If you could get a Tim Hardaway Jr. clone for the bench,
like a Langston Galloway,
you'd be set.
Langston Galloway's a free agent this summer, by the way.
Go out there and just get somebody for a wing, even if it's a vet. Jamal Crawford would be great.
I don't know about that. That's a little too much. That's a little too vetty. But I think Langston Galloway would be perfect for like a Rick Carlisle system. Yes. But that's a whole nother episode. We'll get into that later. Yeah, we'll make this episode in October for sure because free agency is like my favorite part about all basketball. So
we'll have to do that one virtually though because
we'll figure it out.
I'll be in comments. We'll figure it out. We're smart. We're tech savvy.
Capable gentlemen. All right. So thanks so much, Zach, for having me over watching basketball all day.
We got to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll do it for the playoffs.
We can. I'm gonna be here next Sunday too, as far as I know.
That's right.
So
I'll have the same setup.
Yeah, so we can talk.
We might have another TV. We might have 5 TVs up here.
The doubleheader is on Saturday, so we play Saturday. So I mean,
we do play. What's Saturday? What date?
The 8th.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
And actually, I should be home all week if you want to come over and just watch basketball.
I don't think. Wait. We play Thursday. Oh, yeah, we play Thursday.
We play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah, okay. And then Monday, Tuesday again.
Yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday, then Thursday. Yeah. So, we only have 6 games left.
Yeah, man.
For the Mavs.
I predicted 5-3, so we gotta hit the high. We
I
gotta get the
predicted
road
6
running,
and 2.
bro.
We're hitting the road. Not good. It's whatever though. The Mavs are gonna be fine.
We'll be fine. And like I said, I'm already looking forward to next year. I'm ready for free agency to start. I'm ready to watch the NBA playoffs. I don't care about the regular season anymore. Regular season's been over for me.
I love this bubble thing because it's just basketball from 1:00
to midnight.
Till midnight. It's great. I love it. And you can even get a doozer nap in.
When the Magic come on.
When they got a crap game on. The Magic are good though.
They're good, they're fun to watch, just not when they play the Kings. So tomorrow, when it's what is this?
What time's the first game tomorrow?
It's 1:30 or 12:30. Oh shit! Fuck that. Tomorrow at 12:30, Toronto, Miami. Definitely a must watch.
Definitely a must watch. You're gonna want to watch every Toronto game, all the high seeds you want to watch because you want to watch how they're playing, how they're getting along, what high team
Toronto's
is bringing.
So fun.
Yeah, and what team is bringing the most energy because you have to create your own energy. And you asked me the other day, guys are falling on the floor and stuff. Guys are also diving for loose balls that they wouldn't dive for in the second, third quarter. It's because you got to create your own energy. That's how you create your own energy as a coach. You love it, and that's what we got to do. That the Mavs have to find a way to bring their own energy. They're not doing it. Well, they didn't do it this game. They did it against the Rockets.
So just to reiterate, tomorrow we have Toronto, Miami at 12:30. Central, and then Denver, OKC at 3. Also, the nap game, Indiana, Washington at 3. Then you got Memphis and New Orleans. That's a huge game at 5:30. That's not a nap game for me.
That's a nap game.
It's a nap game. And it's gonna be bad, but it's an important game. Then you got Sixers, Spurs.
That could be a nap game as well.
It could be, but an hour after that starts, you got Lakers, Jazz, which is definitely not going to be one you want to sleep for. thanks again, everybody, for watching. And I will see you on...
Enjoy whatever video Grant puts over this.
Yes. I will definitely be posting tomorrow, probably after the Grizzlies game, because I'm definitely going to want to watch that. But I'll try to get as much... This video will be up as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Go Mavs.